Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be the Empire and the forces of the Vampire Counts versus Chaos and the Dwarves. For my army, I have 3 normal spearmen, 3 great swords, 1 warrior priest with a shield spell and the shielding scroll, 2 outriders, the gunner version. Then over here we have an Empire Knight, we have a Demigryph Knight with halberd, and a normal Demigryph Knight, being led by the Arch Lector and a Light Wizard. And the idea for this one was to net people in place with a Light Wizard, specifically enemy cav forces like the Chaos Knights or Shaggoths, something like that. And so then we can get the actual charge and not have to worry about charge damage put on us. But the enemy doesn't really have. They didn't bring like Chaos Knights or Dragon Ogres. In fact, they just have one Shaggoth, and that's going to be Shaggoth. That's going to be Kolek. But that was the idea with this, and obviously I have the Arch Lector here to support this group because he has the AoE buff attack spell and then shielding spell as well, which can be pretty good when you're buffing, you know, Demigryph Knights. Not necessarily the Empire Knights, but anyway. So that is my army, and then for my ally we have Zombies, Graveguard, Great Weapon, Mortis Engine, Unholy Lodestone, Corpse Card, Skeletal Spearman, 3 Crypt Horrors, and Manfred von Carstein, who has all the spells. And every time I see a Vampire Count as an ally, and most of the times, I look at their army and I make sure that if they use Manfred, that they do not bring every spell, because it happens a lot. So this guy with all the spells costs 3,200 on this particular mount. I think it's 3,200. And I told this person, and everyone else, I always message them, I say, hey, you should take off some of the spells on Manfred to make them cheaper and get a, you know, a whole other unit. And they never listen. They never listen. So they have all the spells. You don't need them. You do not need all the spells. On Manfred, it is acceptable, I think, to take Invocation of the Heck, Raise Dead, Winds of Death if you want it, Purple Sun of Zarius if you want it, like absolutely want it, and maybe a Van Heel's Dance of Macabre if you want it. But basically, Raise Dead, Invocation of the Heck are like the mandatory, and then the other 3 spells I mentioned are like, there's an argument to be made. But you really don't need Aspect of the Terror Knights or Dread Knight or whatever. You don't really need, I mean, I guess Soul Blight, you could go Soul Blight, but I wouldn't. Anyway, just take off the spells. It makes them so damn expensive. Just take them off. Just take them off. Just upsets me for some reason when I see people just throwing money away. You're never going to use all the spells, especially that Aspect of the Dread Knight. I think that's what the spell's called, that grants the unit terror and +8 leadership. Like, why would you even use that? It's like, that might as well not even be in the game. That was like CA was just like, man, we really need 1 extra spell slot. What should we pull from this tabletop game? I'm assuming all these spells are in the tabletop game, by the way. I've never actually played it. Let's pull this shitty spell and then make it terrible. Anyway, so for our enemy, we have 3 Iron Breakers, including Norgoming's Iron Breakers. We have 2 Iron Drakes. We have a Master Engineer, Belegar, Iron Hammer, 3 Dwarf Warriors, and Slayers. Then a Goblobber. Then over here, we have 3 Chosen with Great Weapons, Double Chariots, 3 Chaos Sorcerers of Death. 2 of them have a single spell of Fate of Buna. The other one has a Soul Blight. And then 2 Chaos Warriors with Halberds and Kolek. 3 Sorcerers of Death? The fuck? Like, so the 2 that have Fate of Buna, I guess like, they just don't want to wait for Fate of Buna's cooldown. They just want to pop as soon as they can. So, sure. So anyway, I'm going to use our mobility and start shooting into the sides of these Iron Breakers, and then also trying to snipe these Iron Drakes. I was and am at this point going to march over here to try and engage the Dwarf, but then I'm like, why would I do that? We have these gunners over here that I can just snipe these people to death. So I'm going to move up a little bit, like bloop, 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 and they were going to be like, bloop, bloop, bloop. And they're like, alright, that means retreat. So the 3 bloops are retreat, so we're going to try and withdraw. That's what we're going to do over there. Meanwhile, Kolek and these chariots are just going to charge straight into the zombie wall. Kolek's going to stop and fight these zombies as the Chaos, very elite army come over the hill. We have the 3 Chaos Sorcerers of Death coming over here. I'm assuming they're going to want to try and Fate of Buna my Outriders or my Demigryph Knights is what they want to do. But we're going to keep them over here. I am still going to follow this army with our Outriders and continue trying to shoot these Iron Breakers and the Iron Drakes. Because why wouldn't I? Slayer's going to come down here and try and ward me away, but I'm just going to charge him with the Empire Knights. Something to keep in mind about Slayers. Slayers, the non-renowned version, they don't have charge defense versus large. Only the Dragonback version does. So the Dragonback has the potential to just hold their ground, take the charge, and then murder you. But these guys, all you have to do is cycle charge them. Even with the basic, I'm not going to say shitty unit, a low tier unit, like the Empire Knights, as long as you continually cycle charge Slayers, they die. And they don't really do much back to you because they're on the ground, you cycle charge out. But it takes a lot of micro. I'm not going to pull it off perfectly here, but I'm just saying, don't necessarily be afraid of Slayers. The Dragonback Slayers, okay, because they can take the charge and then they'll deal damage. Anyway, just wanted to have that quick talk with you. Thanks for listening. Anyway, let's go and fight. So we're going to have a massive just clumping up here, and this is when I've already withdrawn a little bit, and I'm going to be like, no, bloop, bloop, bloop. That means pull the back. So we're going to pull the back. I'm going to get hit by some of this, these explosions, though. And I'm going to get nailed by the Iron Drakes because I still want to buy time for our gunners to shoot them. And now I'm going to try and pull over here because I want the dwarf player to just gather right here on the vampire account player because the vampire accounts are made to survive, and then I will provide support is what I'm thinking here. Meanwhile, we're going to hit the Goblobber back here with the mobile army. I think I also cast a net over here just because at some point when the dwarves start heading over to hit the vampire count, it was in a pitched battle against this very elite force of the, why are you, like, why? Who's casting Soul Blight? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. What spell am I thinking of? Where's Manfred? I was thinking Soul Blight was the one that also lowered a ton of leadership. What spell am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of Doom of Darkness. Okay, no, Soul Blight's totally cool. No, okay, that's fine. You should take that spell, that's fine. I was thinking Soul Blight was the Doom of Darkness, the leadership one. No, that's totally fine. Alright, so we got a Soul Blight going down there. This is a good call because you're hitting most of their forces. Meanwhile, again, like I was pulling back over here with some blooping orders, and then we're going to just charge in from behind and let the vampire counts take all this damage, because they can just heal it all up. They're vampire counts, they're good at that. And like I wanted, or was hoping, I should say, the dwarf player is going to just disengage from me, and they're going to try and hit the vampire counts, so I'm going to slow them down a little bit. Meanwhile, over here, we are trying to do cycle charge on the Slayers, trying to get the Outriders distance from the Slayers, and getting shots on this whole dwarf army. And now we're going to do rear charges with our Demigryph Knights and the Halberd version, so we're going to get some good charges here on the Chaos Chariots with the Halberd version, and then get into these Chosen with the normal Demigryph Knights, who do a lot of armor-piercing damage, and they're meant to kill units like Chosen. So we're going to do that, then we're going to pull out because we got these Chaos Warriors with Halberds coming in, and then that's when my army is just going to come in behind the Vampire Count, and we are going to get our Greatswords in there, mixing in with the Vampire Count's forces. We have a Wind's Death going over here, which is really bad. Meanwhile, these Spearmen are going to hold off some Dwarf Warriors because they're just going to do that. And I think that was Friendly Fire from Kolek's Lightning Spell. Meanwhile, though, our Outriders are just having a grand old time back here shooting these Dwarf Warriors. I thought I was shooting Ironbreakers. I think maybe we're shooting somebody. We're shooting dwarves in the back with our gunners, which is great. Meanwhile, over here, we just did take out the Goblobber, and we're continuing trying to cycle charge the Slayers, but then I forgot to micro them, and they got caught by the Slayers. Listen, don't worry about what's happening over there. Meanwhile, over here, we have, I don't even know what's going on. Fate of Buto is being dropped on by those Chaos Sorcerers of Death on the, I guess, the zombies? I don't know, in the Graveguard? I'm not entirely sure. Meanwhile, all these guys are chasing my Arch Lector for some reason, which is totally fine, and we're going to still come in back in here shooting the dwarves in the back. We've almost killed the entire Iron Drake unit over here with our gunners, doing another rear charge on these Chosen with great weapons with double Demigryph Knights, which is going to break them. Empire Knight's going to come back over here and try and do another charge on the Slayers, who have dealt already a significant amount of damage to them. Actually, dealt to each other, because I forgot my micro for a moment. So now this group is going to be chasing my Light Wizard that's on a horse, who can easily outrun them. So, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Belagar is going to go for a workout, and we're just going to go bloop, 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 bloop. Haha, you can't catch me. So, can't catch me, Bloops. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's high pitched. Meanwhile, back here, we are going to run away from the Slayers, and I'm going to, just because I'm going to throw these Spearmen into intercept them, so there's no real need to charge them here. And we're just going to run around, and I believe we charged these Dwarf Warriors at some point? Or maybe I charged this Dwarf Chariot? Or, Dwarf Chariot. Chaos Chariot, I can't remember. What is this? False Protection. Yeah, I'm casting False Protection over here, because I didn't really need to use the net spells that much, which I was saving my Winds of Magic for, so I'm just casting an AoE False Protection on me and my Empire Count Allies army. Meanwhile, the Outriders are still just back here shooting these Iron Drakes in the back, shooting the Iron Breakers in the back, just having a grand old time with no one to stop them. Here come my Demigryph Knights to try and break these Dwarf Warriors. Chaos Infantry was, or I'm sorry, Greatswords were killing Chosen, so now they're coming back. And yeah, the writing's on the wall, folks. Oh, right, I disengaged my Empire Knights to try and rout Kolek, or chase them off the field. That's what I did with them. And Outrider's still just pouring in bloop, 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 bloops. Just blooping all over these dwarves' faces over here. And why not? We'll throw in a Warrior Priest with the Shield of Faith at this point. Why not? Lower some of the damage that Belagar is dealing with that Master Engineer over there. And that's gonna do it. Those elite armies with the triple Chaos Sorcerers of Death, they're not gonna be able to take the fight away from us. My ally did get beat up, and my main line did also get beat up. Quite a great deal. But I still had both my Demigryph Knights were still fine, my leadership was fine. So overall we did pretty good. I guess we're just trying to kill Slayers at this point. Yeah. They are unbreakable. So that's going to be the battle, man. Let's see. These Chosen, they got a ton of kills against zombies, probably great swords, and Graveguard with great weapons. Ton of kills. Same thing with the Chaos Warriors. These Chaos Sorcerers, though. I don't know if I've ever seen a triple Chaos Sorcerer. Double Fate Abuna and then the Soul Blight. An odd choice. Kolek getting a decent amount of kills as well. For my army, mainline did okay. This backline just, or not the backline, but my cav did really well. Killing some Slayers, killing Iron Breakers and Iron Drakes, and then just a hodgepodge of units there. For my ally, who took kind of a heavy beating because I kind of forced the Dwarf player and the Chaos player to fight them. Listen, it worked out. Vampire counts are meant to die, okay? They're meant to die. But the big units seem to survive the whole ordeal. The Cryptors, the Mortis Engine, the Corpse Guard, the Only Lodestone, like, they all survived. And since they were all clumped up really tightly, the effects of the Mortis Engine and the Corpse Guard were just that much grander, better. Vampire counts, typically, especially with a build like this, definitely are advantageous in a clump-like position. Unless some AoE spells drop on you, but that's very rare. And then for Donkey, the Iron Breakers didn't really get to do too much. They went into the Vampire Counts line, but they were just getting shot up to pieces, man. And then the Graveguard, I guess, dealt some damage and all that good stuff. Slayer's got some decent amount of kills, though. So there's that. So good game to Judo, Juan, Joker, and Donkey. Let's watch the cinematic.
Move in now! The Emperor!
Mobile gunners. Very powerful thing. Especially when facing off against dwarves.
In the name of the Twin-Tailed Comet!
Just look at them go down. Well, maybe not go down, but they are getting shot. At some point, we shoot up these Iron Drakes. I don't know when, but at some point we do. Three Chosen with great weapons, man. A very risky pick. They're good. They're good. They're so expensive, man. Look at that poor guy. Being a Chosen didn't save him, did it? Nope. Look at that Purple Sun Zarius. Zarius? Whatever it's called. That spell. Oh shit! Dimmy Grip Knights! Now get the hell out of there! Don't get hit! Who went flying right there? Oh, it's alright, Warrior Priest. You'll be fine. Get back in there. second purple sun. I didn't even notice there was two of them, Tess.
Sink to battle! Go! We serve the Emperor!
Get those iron breakers. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the flames.
Yes, sir! Moving now! At speed! Look out! Spellcaster! With the twin-tailed comet! Formation! March! Charge! Take the ground! Yes, sir! To battle! Moving now! Quicker! Take position! Take the ground! Sir! Sir! Keep your head down! Formation! March! Go!
So my plan didn't really get to see any action. I really wanted to crush some like Dragon Ogres or Chaos Knights with the whole Arch Lector and Light Wizards supporting the Demigryph Knights, but I didn't get to do that this time.
Win match! No lingering! Heading out! To the war for the Emperor!
Kind of see the Slayer in there somewhere. There we go. I guess they died. Yeah, I wanted it to be glorious. I wanted to net, buff up Demigryph Knights with the Arch Lector, run in, and just watch Chaos Knights melt. But I should have known they wouldn't be picked. Like, rarely anybody brings Chaos Knights. That's a shame, too. They're not bad. Right? Yeah, they're not bad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the fight, everybody. And, you know, real quick, just to hammer this little bit home. Because in case you do this as well, don't do this. Just don't. Vampire counts, right. Also, I really need to bring Manfred. I always forget to bring Manfred, because I just want to bring Heinrich every time I play the vampire counts. Alright, so with the Hellsteed, we got 3279. If you take him on a dragon, which not many people do, but 3500 is damn ridiculous, right? You don't need all that. You don't need all that. So, you gotta decide what spells you plan on using and then take away the rest. So let's take away like Aspect of the Dread Knights. I may leave Spirit Leech on him. Unless I'm going for an actual Terror build where I need the Terror, which you don't usually need it, especially with the vampire counts. I don't know, I guess it depends on who you're going to. Like, maybe against Greenskins. Anyway, the point is, get your build beforehand. Like, I'm never going to take that. Fate Up Unit could be useful. And then if you go over here, just take out Van Heel's Stance Macabre. You don't need that. You don't need that. And you don't really need this. Unless you want to try and be cheeky, then you can put that on there. So, with these spells... But if I had Winds of Death, I'd probably take off Fate of Buna. Okay, so we got 2600. So we shaved off 600, and honestly, I would probably still take off... Because Manfred's going to be flying around a lot. This I would probably only take off if I really needed the extra 100 somewhere. But you can see, you can knock him down. I mean, how you can go even more crazy and just knock out the Hunger as well, and Master the Black Arts if you want to, but I'll probably keep that. So like 2200. Oh, actually, you really want this. You want the Sword of Unholy Power. So 2400 instead of 3200. And it's still a super effective person. And if you only plan on using, like, you could take away Soul Blight, you can take away Spear Leech, but Spear Leech is really cheap, so, like, you might as well just keep that on there. You never know when you may need it. And then you can even take off Winds of Death, because that doesn't always work out. And so if you get just these 3 core spells, 2100 for a Manfred, that saves 1100 from what my ally was using. And with 1100, I mean, who knows what you can get? You can get a Black Knight. I mean, you probably shouldn't, but you could get a Black Knight, or, you know, you can get a couple Crit Ghouls. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can get more value, more bang for your buck, because you're never going to use all the spells. You're never going to use them all. Never going to use them all. Or you can just say fuck it and bring Helm and Gorst and lose the game. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you all next time. Take care.